my god, have you seen the paladin? I mean the priest, I mean the Deek, I mean what tier sets are these, man? Because I cannot figure out where goes what. However, they do look kind of cool.
Yeah, listen. When it comes to the design of anything that comes from the art department on Blizzard,
Yeah,
this really, like, everything is pretty much a W over there. So we had the 10.1 information. There's quite a lot to uncover. But obviously, when we stop to look at things, and a lot of people do as well, we look at the tier sets because we have the tier sets. We don't know what the effects are, but we know how they look. So we have some very interesting choices here. I forgot, is this one? Yeah, this is the mage. Okay, so let's look at the first sheet here. Okay, this is the mage, the rogue, and the warlock. Now, right off the bat, I can definitely say that the warlock, yeah, I know you would explain the rogue. The warlock looks 100% what a warlock should wear.
Yeah,
I don't know about the pink colors necessarily, but I know there's 3 colors for heroic and normal and all of that. So you can.
I think that's the PvP set, if I remember from the article when they announced the gladiator.
Doesn't matter. The model is still the same. Recoloring might change some of the options for you if you want to like use it or transmog it with something else. But I have to say, this is one of the most warlockiest. Yeah,
that's the most demonologist. Yeah, it's you know, we're not unfamiliar with horns on a warlock set, and this is pretty cool. I like the theme of the dark robes. This is a new kind of gray, darkish palette that I haven't really seen before. And it's kind of cool to have like all of these new type of color palettes. Yeah, the dark gray with the pink is a little bit.
Yeah, the pink is maybe, I don't know, maybe the way that this was shown, but there are, so this is not the concept work, this is actually on human models. So this is what you're gonna have within the game. I think for warlocks, very iconic is the helmet, and whenever you manage to put like some sort of like demon-y face on that helmet and some horns, that's pretty much a warlock because it's iconic, like from the past, right? You know, the previous warlock set. Yes.
To be fair, this could either be biased or it's the time of the year, but this definitely looks demonic, but it looks more Diablo demonic than the Warcraft demonic, especially from the face because it has sharp lines, really sleek features, while the demons in Warcraft are usually like more rounded, more colorful, more animated.
More bubbly.
So I am down for a more mean-looking, realistic, no BS type look on our armor sets.
All right, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans,
Shredder,
rejoice!
Dude, Shredder, dude, come on, man, it's looking pretty good, dude.
Yeah, I've been watching this for quite a while, specifically for folks that are really into like transmog and rogue stuff, and a lot of the rogue community asked for some sort of like resemblance to a Shredder transmog or something. Well, boys and gals, look at this beauty. This is one of the best looking sets I've ever seen in World of Warcraft. I mean, again, guys, this is from within the game, so this is how it will look in the game, right? The detail on the helmet, the fact that it's like, so this one, regardless of where it is, this is with the purple tint. Now, this would be perfect for subtlety rogues because, you know, all that shadow stuff with the purpley stuff, it's just a match made in heaven. And for rogues specifically, all of the like small little details for the like sharp metally things around, it's like, I don't have anything to say about it other than the fact that we cannot really see the gloves, but hey.
But if you really think about it, if Rogue had the charge ability from Warrior, I bet you would do damage while wearing this set. Look at all those spikes and all those blades, and I do agree. It definitely looks like a subtlety, and I'm really curious to see the color variants. I wonder.
There's one with red. Yeah, I've seen the one. I think that's heroic, and that can definitely work out for assassination. Now, Outlaw being the piratey, whatever is swashbuckler.
Pirate themes before. It's fine. Outlaw can chill for a little bit, and we can embrace the face mask, the metally face mask. Let's go deeper into the ninja theme, or even Turtle Mutant Ninja theme.
Well, listen, if you're gonna have a rogue and 4 monks, you can definitely try some sort of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pack over there. Just 5 green orcs.
Monks, yeah, exactly. They have to be orcs.
yeah, and have them like dressed up. Yeah. So this is really cool. This is 10 out of 10, 100%. We absolutely love it. Now the mage set, I mean, sure, okay.
Okay, there's a bunch of stuff to say here, because I was gonna say, while we're on the rogue and the, not so much as the warlock, but I really dig the rogue that the color palette is very reduced. It's a couple of variations and it's fine. I don't like it to look like a Christmas tree.
Yep.
And now we go to the mage, and it's a Christmas tree, but I dig the hood. The hood is kind of nice. but the shoulders are way too big. It feels like
Again, this is human models. You're gonna see that. Imagine this on Orc. Oh my god.
Okay, normally that wouldn't be that big of a deal if it had a robe, right? But the model kind of slims down towards the legs where you're wearing like tights or whatever, like slim boots. That is, it just looks like a upside down triangle. I don't know.
It looks weird, but I mean, it's not the worst tier set we've seen, but it's definitely like compared to like what we've seen so far with Rogue and Warlock, this definitely doesn't really pass the test or whatever. Now let's move along to like the four horsemen of the apocalypse here. So we have Hunter, we have Monk, I think this is Demon Hunter and Evoker. Yes, this is the right order. So let's talk a little bit about the Hunter since we started with him. I like the bunny ears. This is very cool. Bunny ears.
I didn't see it. Now I see it. You ruined it for me, man. Because I thought it was like, all right.
Did you see this from the back? Because it looks like a bunny.
Oh no, man! This is
remove the helmet, and it's a pretty cool set.
Yeah, it's really good. The trophy. So hunters have had a history of having their tier set with a trophy style shoulder piece where one side has like an animal head. We've had this for years and years and years and years. It's not something necessarily new, and I kind of dig it. It kind of screams hunters like, okay, hunters take the trophy from their kills. That's pretty cool. It's big. It's so big on a human model, man. I don't want to see how this looks on. I don't know if it's an orc hunter, like a male orc hunter, if you can actually see the actual orc, or you just see the shoulder.
You're gonna have like another body basically attached to your hand on an orc for sure. But yeah, like the detail is really cool. I like the double belts over there. I like the team. This color specifically really shines through. If they would do something with those bunny ears, I would. And
the little toesies,
Yeah,
did you see that?
I've seen that. No, I don't mind it. So I really don't mind that. The main problem for me was the helmet here.
It's fine. This was made for a full para. What do you want?
Yeah, fair enough. But those have ears as well, and you know they would some of them then clip. This is just a mess. Okay, let's move along to the monk, which I actually dig. I would prefer it without so many colors. I think the red like color here is maybe a bit too Christmas lighty. If they would have toned this, if they would have kept the same like tone as Rogue, it would have been cool for us. This is very subjective, obviously. Sure. But overall, I kind of dig it. I always loved like the little hat thing with
the straw hat.
Yeah, the straw hat and stuff. And again, I love the detail to like the double belts as well. They actually have four strings over there. And you see the infinite side, I mean, if a bend in between. It's really, really cool philosophically. You can go into some deep shit with this. But the design overall, I kind of like it. What about you?
I like the almost overall thing. I don't like the gloves. They're way too big. I know that monks kind of usually punch a lot, so I guess maybe that's kind of offset because when you use...
This is sorry, just a parenthesis. Look at the gloves because they're like dragon heads. Imagine those Fists of Fury with those. Those will look cool.
That's the only other thing. Since the attack animation for monk is pretty much just slapping with your fists, I guess it's fine because you're not gonna see your weapons a lot of the time. So okay, that's kind of fair. I also dig the straw hats type theme. It definitely screams monk. I like the intricate designs. It reminds me of a more, let's say, Chinese version in terms of aesthetics as opposed to like other style of monks that we've had before with all the intricate little dragony patterns and all the little crisscross and
also I'm so happy that they finally dropped the balls around the neck, man. Then man, they did the beads. They're like
that's the Japanese thing.
Yeah, I know, but this like they've used that stuff for so many, and not only in Warcraft and Diablo too. It's like okay, enough with the little beads already. We can have something else. But it's cool. Overall, we dig it. We approve of it. I've seen some other colors on it. They look really, really cool. They look better than this one for sure. But we like it. Now let's check out the Demon Hunter.
Nope.
And okay, yeah, definitely a no for this. And yeah, because first of all, what the hell is with those shoulders, man? One thing, it kind of brings me the vibe of the Natria shoulders, where you would have those from Ventir, you know, those big ass wings on down.
The played ones.
Yeah.
Where you had the gargoyles on your shoulders.
that's one thing. I know they're dragon wings here for sure, but. Maybe I could have lived with that, but the extensions, the spiked extensions make it huge. They almost look like there's some sort of like extra wings. You see that?
Yeah, no, maybe it's supposed to look better from the back. Maybe it's supposed to look better once you have your wings out. But then again, if you're gonna be in metamorphosis form, you're not gonna see it. And if you're gonna glide, that's not gonna happen in combat very much. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah. If we can take the shoulders away, I actually dig the rest of it. I really dig the helmet is okay. The spikes are a bit too much. I don't think we need the spikes. But what I really like is the undergarments of the fur, where you go all the way to the legs and to the boots. I really like that style of armor. It definitely speaks more leathery because you kind of have to have a little bit of padding, although this seems to have like a lot of metal pieces to it, so it's a little bit too metally. It has like some cool concepts going into it, but I think they leaned way too heavily into the gold plating, the metal plating, and the ornaments on the shoulders, which is again very
too much
Asian themed, but it doesn't scream Demon Hunter, so I don't know.
No, it's too much. Like these shoulders go onto the sides way too much. It just doesn't look like very much symmetrical. But anyways, let's move along to the Evoker visage. Listen, I kind of dig it because it's much more symmetrical, and I can probably listen. It looks very good on a human model. I don't think it will look that good on the Drakthir, to be fair.
Well, the Drakthir is basically the Blood Elf model, so everything's gonna be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm about to say, right?
Yeah. You can.
I mean, are you gonna see it? Are you gonna see it?
This is the problem.
You're not gonna see it. And the issue that I actually have with it is that the color palette of it does not match any of the current.
Hey, come on, man. Bronze. I mean, you can go with the bronze.
No. Any of the current Drakthir form transmog, because the Drakthir, the dragon form, has its own set of armors, and there's a color palette with black and gold, but it's a lot darker than. It depends. Maybe it's the lighting. Maybe the palette is slightly darker in game as well, because if it's this bright in game as well, then it will not match with anything, and you'll just look stupid once again in dragon with like weird shoulders and a little crotch curtain, because that's supposedly supposed to show up. So it doesn't just match with all the other rest. If we can see more customizable options for the Drakthir actual model as well, it would make sense. But considering that you're not gonna see this armor even more egregious than the Demon Hunter, then it doesn't really matter if it's good or not.
It's too bad because of the amount of work, and again, the attention to detail is
it is very intricate though. Like like the mail plating on the legs just underneath the vambrace or whatever you want to call those things.
It looks it's beautiful, but yeah, too bad you're not gonna see it that much. I've seen some recalls for this as well, way more interesting than this. Okay, now let's move along to the Druid, Warrior, and Shaman. Okay, I'm not gonna start with the Druid because there's I need some space in my head to wrap around what they did with Druid. Let's start off with the Shaman, because I feel again they kind of missed the mark with a lot of the helmets. I don't really dig the helmet of the Shaman. Maybe it's a thing with the human model. Rest of it looks pretty good. I mean, there's dragon heads. I know there's other Shaman sets that have different. I think there's one from Pandera where it was like a tiger type of head, which I really dug, and the animations were very elementy like stuff. I don't know if it's Pandera.
Hot take. I think so far for me the Shaman is the best one. It could be that just the human model makes it really good. I get that the helmet is slightly weird. I get it, but it is supposed to be dragony. It has like 2 dragon horns. I like the fact that it kind of masks your head, and also it has one element that I think we haven't seen in any male helmet whatsoever in WoW, and it's the male chainmail armor thing to the sides, which a lot of historical male helmets have in the past.
Scales, right?
Yes. Yeah. Also, this is a coat, by the way. Did you notice?
Right. Now I'm seeing it. Yeah, it's a coat.
It's the Kulturian coat that we still haven't seen since. The only close resemblance is
Natria shit. There's no leather for Natria. I remember having that.
Yeah, but that's
also like Cody.
No. The closest thing that we have is actually leather armor, which I know I used on the Rogue. It's the 2 leather pieces from BFA that kind of match and looks like you have like a pirate coat overcoat.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But I do have to dig it. I love the fur underneath the shoulder pads. The shoulders actually have a cool dragon theme to it, and they're smaller. They're not ostentatiously big like you've seen on Hunter. Finally, okay, you can make the shoulders slightly big, but if you're gonna put ornaments on it, don't make them like gazillion, like weigh 2 tons on each shoulders. This is not Goku, okay? It's not gonna carry 2 tons of armor on it. But I really dig it. I like the little totems, like the little
There's a
trophy
dragon head.
fangs
Yeah,
things.
there's some dragon head over there, a
Yeah.
small dragon or lizard or something. It's over there as well. Not to mention like some sort of like a neck
Might
piece with
actually
little
be
teeth.
good on Orc though.
Yeah, it could look good, but again, I'm very afraid with all these shoulders, regardless of how big they or small they make it on orcs. We all know they kind of tend to be humongous. But yeah, we approve of the shaman overall. Let's talk about the warrior. Which when you think warrior and you think dragon roar ability, then this is the set for you. I mean, I have nothing bad to say against this. Just this screams out a berserking, ragey bastard that just wants to wreck everything around him and go in and smash. It's beautiful plus thematic. I mean, I have nothing to say bad about it.
This is what the Dractyr tank class could have looked like. If you
yes.
really think about
Yeah,
it. It does
I
scream
agree.
dragon, it does scream heavy armor, it does scream tank, it does scream like I'm gonna charge in there. And you can see underneath the dragon helm, which is definitely an ornament, you have the face mask, the grill, the whatever you have it. I think we had in MoP similar like gladiator style helmets with like the visor.
Yeah,
going
there
a
was
couple of
also in
hills.
Cataclysm a very dragony themed plate armor for warriors as well. So the warriors kind of traditionally kind of had dragon themed gear, and I think this one is like the culmination of years of developing the art for this kind of like armor. It's beautiful no matter how you look at it. Again, subjective. Probably
Yeah, no,
some
it's
people don't like it.
definitely subjective. And one other thing, which is very ironic, that this reminds me of, it reminds me of the style of ornaments that you've seen on particularly Asian festivals when it comes to dragon themes.
All right, okay.
And it's very
yeah.
particular and it's very ironic, but it's amazing how good this looks like.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 again on another set that we can definitely vibe around. The recolors for it are amazing as well. Well, man, we have to do this.
Oh my, what's with the? Oh my God, why? Gee, that's so huge.
So listen. The set is not bad. Again, missing the mark with the helmet. If you took the helmet off, I kind of dig the whole like feathers and leaves around everything like falling down. If you look at at the belt, it's like sort of like some sort of like tree entanglement over there. Really cool. I think I'm not sure about the detail, but it could look like a bear mark or bear paw on the middle. There's definitely signs like with Elune, like the moon stuff on so close to the neck.
Yep.
So there's like the concept of it is really cool, but Jesus Christ, that UFO sitting on his head, like
That's an antenna,
it's an
man.
antenna,
That's
yeah.
the big signals from Argus. I don't know what that's supposed to be, and I can only think of my Tauren Druid trying to wear that, having my horns pop out, or even worse, like a high mount. Wait, high mountains, can they be druids? I don't know if they can be, but yeah, they can be druids.
Could be druids.
Imagine the antlers from a moose popping out of that.
This is too much. This is way too much. Maybe they wanted to like have the scaling match a little bit with the extensions from the shoulders, but I think it's overkill. Even the shape of the helmet, like going like this, whoop. It's a bad idea.
To be fair, this is a dragon theme, and I'm kind of recognizing right now. I don't know what their inspiration source was, but what it looks like it to me, it's from Magic the Gathering. There are dragons there that have their horns shaped kind of like in these centric style things, and like very
but these
wide.
are backwards though.
Yeah, these are backwards. Well, no, they're backwards there too. Then that's fine. But I don't know if it matches necessarily well, and I don't know if it matches the rest of the proportion of the body and the armor.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this is not gonna have a pass. We'll see. Maybe they. I don't think they'll change it. This is gonna be. You're gonna see druids with this UFO on their head. Call somebody.
Calling over.
All right, last on the list we have the Death Knight, the Priest, and the Paladin. Let's start it off with the Death Knight.
I think that's for the best.
Yeah, so the Death Knight set looks very Death Knighty. It reminds me of like really like old school, maybe even Wrath PvP sets for Death Knight. It's basically what we should expect, especially this color is like basically the Frost theme all over it. You have like the eyes over there, which is very interesting because on helmets regularly on DKs you didn't really see the blue eyes of the DK. This one has it. At least this color has it.
This is really good, and this also reminds me because we don't see this enough in WoW. I think we should definitely see this enough, especially for classes like Death Knight, a more darker theme to the darker characters or dark classes like the Dark Knight. Think of old school RPGs where you had this bad evil villain Dark Knight dude. That's probably what it would look like. It's still a little bit more bright because it has the WoW touch, and that's perfectly fine. and I bet there's a red version and maybe even a green version. I would love to see the red version if it goes even darker in color.
Yeah.
If it goes even darker in color, kind of reminiscent of the Shadowlands legendary colors where they're like dark black and dark
those would
red.
be really cool for this.
That type of palette on this would make the sickest DK set.
For sure, for sure. And again, even though it is much more like colorful, it still gives me the same idea the rogue set gave me. They didn't really add too much on it, right?
Yes.
So it's still like on the proper track of having it designed for a more edgy class, let's say. Not so edgy. Let's talk about priest and paladin at the same time, because
oh, which one is which, man?
Yeah, which one is which? Can you take a guess?
Oh my god, I think if we're looking at the middle one, is definitely the priest one. So I'm not gonna talk about the wings and the halo in the back. I am going to talk about the extra ornaments that I mentioned for Demon Hunter was similar. So this is the theme of Valdrakken Accord, or the red dragons where they have these golden plates on their armor with the rubies in certain places. I get it. This is the theme of the dragons, but it definitely looks male, if not plate.
Looks plate for me, man.
We could give it a pass, but very hard pass on leather armor. But when you add it to cloth, it's just a little bit much. Like one really good point that I really like, and I'm noticing it right now, is that the robe is also a coat. And if you take away the gloves and the shoulders and the boots, the coat is actually really good. It keeps in theme with what we've liked so far about tier sets, where it's just pure material, has like a couple of ornaments, like some golden chains and some golden locks and whatever. It's keeping it together, and that's pretty cool. I want to get to the rest of it.
Now, for me, this is, and I believe I'll speak for all paladins here, they should have swapped these two around. For me, this would have been the ultimate paladin tier set. It looks so paladin. It has the badass look, man. It has the badass look. It doesn't speak priest to me, other than the halo from the back. It doesn't really, even the fucking wings, if you look at them, they don't resemble the angelic wings priest used to have. There's like big ass wings on the back, man. If you pop Avenging Rat and those in the back, you're gonna have some nice spectacle of lights over there. And the paladin is all about lights. Look at the helmet. Look how like mean and fierce it looks. It doesn't look benevolent and care. It's badass.
I think the helm looks actually goofy. If we're actually gonna talk about helm, the actual paladin helm looks like an actual plate champion helmet. It has the face guard. It has like a little visor thing where you can peer through it.
I like it. I like the helmet from the paladin one, but I would have preferred this one from the priest, to be honest. We have never like had like something other than the judgment set. I believe there was never a set where we had like some sort of like cloaky stuff on the head. There was always some big ass helmet. The problem for me is like looking at the paladin set. Again, I cannot help but see those wings that give me Castle Natria vibes. I don't mind the dress, okay, it's fine. I don't mind robes on paladin if they make it work, but this one particularly, something is very off about it. And if I wouldn't see the priest one, maybe they would have had a different design for the priest. I would have probably been up. It's a decent set for the paladins, no problemo. But looking at the priest one, it's like, dude, I want this. If you would have removed the gargoyle wings from the paladin set and just swap them around, it would have been perfect. It's fine. Have you seen the recolors for this?
No, I haven't.
So the white recolor for this looks actually very priesty. But when you look at like this with like white, gold, and black, that's very
This looks
paladin
like it
to
should
me.
pull out a sword and actually start slapping the priest ones. And to give credit to you, I think paladins are the biggest losers in our current tier set. The way it just looks way too silly.
Oh yeah, the first one, dude. You mean the first one from
the way I have now from
Incarnates?
Vault of the
Oh my
Incarnates.
god, yeah, with that little condom on the head. What about that? Huh? what do you think about that? You like that?
No, it looks like a button that you have to press down to see if a door opens in the back.
It's ridiculous.
I'm not okay. So a little bit of a different opinion. I don't mind the paladin set too much. It reminds me of different style of RPGs. For some reason, it reminds me of Divinity Original Sin. I don't know why. It also reminds me slightly of Dark Souls, where you have a more stoic style of armor. The gloves are a little bit too big for me, and the shoulders are okay. it's funny
You're
that
talking about this one, right?
yeah, the current one. This
Jeez,
one.
I was about to slap you.
The shoulders are a little bit.
Listen, they wanted to do the wings, but they still look like Castellaneta gargoyle wings. This is the main problem for me. And we had this on the what was it? The Demon Hunter? I don't remember.
That's what I want to say. It's funny that the Demon Hunter's shoulders are bigger than the play
just
shoulders.
go like this. It's fine. We cannot really rotate the models or whatever. We're gonna get to like the wallhead model viewer and do some actually testing for these. But overall, okay, let's not just block ourselves here with the Priest and Paladin. It's problematic. Overall, they did a great work on the tier set.
Yes.
Like the designs overall look very, very good, very thematic with the place we're going and the raid that we're going to like kick off. Very, very cool. There's no chance of things changing. I don't believe so.
It's a bit too late.
They never did that, right, for designing the sets or whatever. But no, they did actually. I think there was do you remember the Warlock set in 9.2? The first one with the big white hood on the top that looked like something we cannot say on YouTube.
Yeah, I was a little bit scared.
They
did change that. I mean, there's always a chance, like considering how proactive they are and how open they are to do a lot of change, there's always a chance that they could like tweak some things around. And if we're gonna give them credits, although this is not a concept art, when we received the concept art for the Vault of the Incarnate tier sets, they were different in the concept art from what we had right now. I don't know if a lot of things will change. I still have to give it to them. Like, I do agree with what you're saying. The level of detail in these are like a notch up of everything.
Yes, and don't forget about the bunny ears for the hunter. Yeah, I guess. Well, this has been it, guys. Let us know in the comments what you think about the tier sets. Are you excited for them? Are you like, do you want something specific for your class, or do you want a, I don't know, rework? It's not gonna happen, but it's still a nice talk to have. Let us know in the comments. Flame.
Appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you, patrons, for supporting the content, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, bye-bye.
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classic or retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.